Can you squat deeply? You should be able to. I'm Roland Liebscher Bracht, and I'm going to explain to you why this is so important and show you, well, Ina is going to show you, how to train to be better at it. The deeper your squat, the more flexible your ankle joints, knee joints, and hip joints, and your lower back will be. The advantages are quite obvious. It'll be easier for you to bend down and pick something up. You have more strength to lower yourself. Most older people don't have enough strength in their legs at certain angles. That means it's easier to get off your toilet, and you won't need those elevated seats most older people need. It's a question of training. Think of it as your personal challenge. How long does it take you to make perceptible progress on this? And you know, every challenge starts with a test. Let's test how deep Ina can squat. With Ina, we have to pretend a little bit since Ina, go ahead, can squat down all the way. The heels touch the floor and she can get down all the way. That's the goal. Please get up again. Very few people can get down that far. Lower just a little bit. Don't be surprised if this is all you can do. Your heels should be down, meaning they touch the floor. Raising your heels makes it easier to squat deeply, and we'll use the effect later in the exercise. But for now, we want a realistic result. Bare feet without lifting your heels. How deep can you squat? If this is your angle, have somebody take a picture from the side for later reference. Or maybe you can go a bit lower, a bit more, or more even. No matter how deep you can go, your goal is to get all the way down. Your buttocks should rest on your lower calves with your back relatively straight. This is your goal in this challenge. There are 4 critical points in this, points where we have to do some stretching to make success easier for you. Let's start with number 1, your ankle joints. They have to be able to do this movement. So you have to open up your calf nicely. Let's show the camera your side. Step back with your right leg, Ina. And now make sure your right foot is pointing straight forward and is not angling out. It's pointing straight forward, rather a bit towards the inside than outside. Now, shift your weight in such a way that with your right leg slightly bent, your thigh is vertical, and your upper body is in one vertical line with your thigh, and that means your entire weight is resting on your right leg, your knee is being pushed down, and you'll get the stretch you need in exactly this area here. Do that for 2 minutes, increase the stretch continuously, but make sure you don't lift your heel even for a centimeter. It has to stay down. So, let's switch sides. Move your left leg back. Now step back with your left leg and again bend your knee. Line your thigh up with your back straight. And now you could feel your weight pushing downwards, but if your foot is angling out a bit, do correct it so it points straight forward. And you should have the feeling of sitting on a bar stool, and your entire weight is pushing down on your leg, and you start a stretch here, stretching your ankle joint. Sometimes you could feel it in the front, and it stretches your Achilles tendon. These areas have to become very flexible, so that when you squat down, you can keep your balance at this angle. This ankle joint stretch can be done in a much more time-saving fashion. In the morning, while brushing your teeth, for example, just take a book of the right size. Please step on it with your left foot, so you'll lift the front part of your foot, and then shift your entire weight onto your left leg, but slightly bend your knee, and then you'll feel that the more you bend your knee, the more pronounced the stretch in the back will be. You go forward, take your hips with you, and make sure that your entire weight is on your left leg. Put your right foot on its toes, so your entire weight is on your left foot. And now you could feel the stretch in your ankle, your Achilles tendon, that is, and going up your calf. That's doing the exercise with a book. But even easier for you is using the knee hero. Please step on it with your left foot. Now shift forward with your entire weight and bend your left knee. Bend more and allow gravity to push you down. And the beauty is, brushing your teeth takes about 2-3 minutes, and that's exactly the time you need to stretch. 2 minutes on the left, 2 minutes on the right, and you're done without taking any additional time, and you've stretched your ankles open. The next critical point for squatting is your knee joints. Start on all fours, and then move your buttocks backwards. Follow with your hands. More and more. Let's assume this is where you have to stop. And then start the exercise from here. Lean into the stretch for 2.5 minutes. Increase the weight by erecting your upper body, moving the center of gravity backwards, increasing the load, until at some point you're sitting on your heels. And that's a necessary condition. If you can't sit like this, you'll have a hard time doing the exercises as intended. It's a very simple exercise you can easily integrate into your day. I would recommend something Ina and I do quite often, to eat while sitting on our heels, something the Japanese do routinely, as other Asians do as well. Sit on your heels, eat something, read or type, just like the exercise on our knee hero or on the book that doesn't require any additional time. Critical point number 3, the flexibility of your hip joints. Most people, you at home probably too, can squat down like this. Ina, please show them and hold on to the chair. Here or higher up, they have to lift their heels to go on, and then arrive all the way down with their heels lifted. And now try to assume exactly this position, whether you can get down as far as Ina here or only a bit higher up. Maybe to here it's not important. If you can get to this point, Ina can do that. Support yourself on your fingertips. This is now the starting position for the next exercise. And now do the following. Gradually lower your heels a bit more. You probably won't be able to do it like Ina here. Your heels are probably going to be still up off the floor, but crawl forward with your fingers. Forward so you can keep your balance in this position. And now you could feel how it also affects your ankle joints, your knee joints, as a positive stretch. It also reaches your back. That's getting stretched open. It mostly affects the middle cords of your thigh muscles. I guess you could feel that as well. Stay in this position and don't topple over backwards. Slowly lower your heels more. And you do that also for 2.5 minutes. Critical point number 4, the last one. Your lower back. Sit down, just like Ina here. Pull your knees to a 90-degree angle, drop them sideways, and put the soles of your feet together. That's the starting position. Now, try to grab your feet. Easy peasy for Ina. She's been exercising daily for years, mind you. And if you should only be able to reach only this point, don't worry. That's not so bad, really, because for you, this is now the start position to proceed from. Then you would pull yourself forward on your legs, or take our stretching strap or a towel to pull forward. The important thing is to round your back increasingly and lower your upper body all the way down. And then you'll feel everything in your lower back, the so-called lumbar fascia, is being stretched open. The moment you've reached Ina's end position, you can wiggle back on your buttocks to stretch your knees a bit more. And that allows you to pull your upper body down even farther. And if you think about it, this is exactly the squat position, where your upper body drops between your legs, and that's the last prep exercise. And now, the first applied exercise. And for that, you need a wall, and this wall ideally should be smooth. You could do this on a closet as well, one with a smooth wooden surface, a surface that allows some sliding. And now, step away from the wall enough. Please bend your knees so that your buttocks touch the wall and your back is straight, and you can slowly slide down the wall. Take your arms and hands to control that slide. Go down and stop. Now, if that's all you can do, stay in this position and try to get down more every day. And someday, you'll be able to slide all the way down, but with a straight back that is not arched. This teaches you how to slide down with your back straight. And the moment you arrive down there, you could pull your upper body, still straight, forward. Great. Or hold your knees and pull forward on your knees. And that brings you pretty close to the squat you're aiming for. And then, I'm going to get up again. You could put a mark on the floor to remind you where your feet have been. And move your feet closer to the wall to make this even harder. And at a certain point, you'll be down all the way with your back still straight. And now, the second applied exercise. Let's demonstrate using the books. Ina, please stand in front of the books, and then put your heels on them. Onto the books, exactly, and get down as much as you can. A deep squat. And the higher the heels are, the easier this is. You could prepare everything. And now, we're going to show you how to do it with our knee hero. We're going to get up. And step on the knee heroes, please. The highest level at first, the easiest version, then you'll notice. Getting down now, slowly down, please. Your back is straight. Is much easier. And now you do that, but always use the next lower level and try to get down into a squat with your heels increasingly less lifted up. And now, our third applied exercise. Now, this is the original exercise. Like Ina, you stand with your feet shoulder width apart. Try to angle your feet outwards a bit. That makes it easier. And now lower yourself as much as you can. Stop here. Now, maybe you at home can only reach this point here before your heels start to lift up. Well, then that's your exercise position. Maybe hold on to something and wait. And then go down a bit more. Do that every day for 2 minutes. Then you go down deeper until you reach this point. And one day, you'll be all the way down. And then you can vary the exercise by repositioning your feet. The greater the distance, or different angles, the more other cords in the muscles are stretched open, and your hips become more and more flexible. And since this is a challenge, after 10 days, you should check how deep you could squat in comparison with your first day before you started. But don't stop after 10 days. You only stop after you're able to do a full squat. And continue to do the exercises regularly so you don't lose that newfound flexibility.